Oh, hello there and welcome to the channel, and including those 91% who have yet to subscribe, come on, I'm still waiting. And in this video we are going to be walking around the garden. It is November, so it is time for our November tour. Now usually we do our tours later on in the month because I always forget, but this year we're going to do our November tour early, and luckily enough we haven't had any late frosts. We don't have any frosts due for at least the next week or so, if you can believe the weather forecast. So we'll have a walk around and show you just how sad everything is starting to look. Come on in. Okay, on the face of it, you know, if you're not looking too closely, it doesn't look too bad. Cycastle looks quite good. Banana here looks quite good. And if you look over in this direction, then this view also looks quite good. In fact, we also have a little bit of flower on these salvias. In fact, a lot of the salvias here are still all in flower, but you know, you look a bit closer. You know, I keep banging on about this brugmansia. You can see there is a hell of a lot of flower bud on it, loads of it. But is it going to flower before the frost? It really is a ticking clock. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping to get at least one flower out of this thing before the end of the year. But as we walk through, look at this. Yeah, the old hostas, that's looking a bit ropey. Yeah, the canna, I mean, there's a little bit of possible flower on here, but you know what? Look at this. The old tree fern is still shooting out new growth. And as I mentioned in the previous video, you know, this is going to be the only plant that requires feeding over the winter period. And I don't mean feeding like you would do over the summer. I mean sort of like a more diluted food less often, just to keep the crown in top condition over the winter period. So come the spring, loads and loads of growth. I mean, it hasn't done bad, has it? I mean, it's done quite well in there. The old dichondra is still looking good. The ricinus is still looking good. Come around here, and you know, there is a complete lack of flower. I mean, there's a little bit on the dahlias still, on this one at least, and there's oh dear, that's looking very sad, that petunia. Oh dear. But the old Swiss cheese plant, he's still happy, although he does keep falling over in the wind because he's just got too big for the pot. And with the storm we've had, whatever weird bizarre name, it wasn't an English name, I can't pronounce it or remember it, but that come through, and everything's kind of leaning to the right a bit, you know. Can't be helped, and you know, there's no point trying to straighten it up because it's only been another month before it all starts to fall apart. Oh, this is a clear sign that we're into autumn. This is the old Vitis cognetii, the crimson glory vine, which, you know, according to its name, come the autumn colour should be a gorgeous, deep scarlety red. Yeah, that didn't work, but maybe next year. We did only put it in this year, but I'm hoping that next spring, next summer, this is going to completely fill the whole of this. Oh, I can't see it. Hold on, the whole of this frame. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a touch of flower over here. We've got this triphylla group fuchsia here. This one is thalia, still in flower, still actually looking quite good. And the roses, of course, the roses, you know, we're nearly halfway through November. That's got a flower bud, that's in full flower. And the reason why roses often flower late on in the year when they really shouldn't be is because they're stupid. Now the greenhouse border is really starting to thin out, but on this tree dahlia you'll see it's still got its flower bud. It hasn't been damaged. I mean, there's still that possibility that it will flower, and I'm looking forward to that. I mean, it won't be particularly wonderful like some of the superb cultivated varieties that you get, but even so, it's a little bit of hope at the end of the year. So we'll come back to that, assuming it does flower. It's getting a bit empty. A lot of stuff's been broken, a lot of stuff's been thinned out. This old ricinus, you know, any of the old growth sort of buckling and falling off, the new growth very small, so it's looking a bit open. There's still a bit of flower on the salvia, you know, it's nice, isn't it? And then this border here, this has been a bit ravaged by the storming. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's still windy, and you know, almost every leaf has been shredded to bits. Look at it, look at the state of it. And yeah, it's a bit empty, you know, very little flower in here. And there's a bit of a dahlia, that touch of red. That's kind of it, apart from some alstroemeria. Alstroemeria, wow, is that really constituting a flower? I mean, it's barely anything, but you know, there it is. But it's all gone a bit sad in there, but at least with a lot of stuff disappearing from it. You can see the Abyssinian banana over there, although again that's a bit shredded, and we'll have to deal with that soon. As soon as we get a big frost, that'll have to be dealt with for overwintering. This will have to be dealt with for overwintering. The old spider plant in the tree. Do you know what? This still looks like it's just come out the nursery, even though we had those storms, all that rain, we've had apples falling on it. You know, it still looks really, really smart, and I'm really pleased with that. So we're going to be looking after this later, but it is quite tough. It can, you know, a lot of people will keep these outside over the winter, only on the south coast. Personally, I think it's a bit of risk. I'm not really going to do it. And this has had a bit of damage on it. The old Bolivian fuchsia still got flowers. Look. Yeah, some flowers coming through, but I don't think they're going to come too much now. But I will need to put, probably because it got taller, you know, lower light levels will stretch the growth. I will put a bigger stake on it to support it, and then when it gets really cold, we'll put a bag on it, so there will be some frost protection for this plant here. Glory lily, oh, that's nearly ready to have the tubers lifted, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably do that next weekend. You know, you can see the foliage colour was a really dark green, now it's very yellowish green. The plant is already absorbing all the nutrients out the leaves, into the stems, back into those roots, to bulk those tuberous roots up for the spring, get a good display of those. I'm looking forward to that. Now along this back border, a lot of the colour has sort of finished now. There's a little bit left on this salvia hot lips, although, you know, when it gets cooler, lower light levels, the red just tends to pretty much go all to white. But, you know, here's a flower. Oh, yeah, it's all a bit sad. The agave looks good. That's going to give you structure all year round. Well, until I put a bag on it for winter, but on the whole, really pleased that it, yeah, since we planted it, it already seems to be picking up and opening up here. I do like these. Oh, now over here is a plant that we've been waiting to come into flower. Not that guy here, but the one behind it. That's Hesperantha coccinea. Used to be known as Schizostylus, which is a rather unfortunate name. Commonly known as the river lily. I mean, there's a lot of names going on there. Although formerly commonly known as a kaffir lily. Think about this one. This is the cultivar major. It's a lovely, lovely plant, and from Africa. And it has these beautiful scarlet flowers. Now the regular species coccinea, those red flowers can sort of go a bit pinky, which I'm not too keen on pink, despite having that around. But this one usually flowers about late summer, but ours still hasn't flowered yet. But it has, we've only planted this in the autumn, last autumn, so it's been here a year. It's probably just settling down. But if you're growing these, though, I tell you what, I've put a picture up of the flower, because you're going to need to know what that is, otherwise you're just looking at a bit of grass really effectively there. But if you like it, then they're definitely worth having. They're pretty tough, cold hardy down to about -5, -10. Just plant it in full sun. But remember, it's common name river lily. That gives you an idea of that. It requires quite damp soil, especially over the summer, stop it from drying out. But there you go, it's should be in flower. That is the little flower buzz coming through. I'm really looking forward to seeing that soon. So that is it for our November exotic cold hardy tropical effect garden walk round. It still looks okay at face value, but certainly when you look a bit closer, it really is starting to look sad. But one thing I will remember, one thing I want to talk to you about before I go is just about your lawn. Let me just show you something. You know, this time of year, just keep an eye on the condition of your lawn. You've got a lot of leaf drop. You know, for here we've got a lot of stuff coming off the apple tree. We've got a lot of stuff coming off that willow there. I mean, that's all off that row, and that's all come off here. But what you don't want to have the leaves left on your lawn, because you get piles of leaves left on your lawn, you start to get brown patches. That's no good. So so make sure that you go through it with a lawn rake, take it all up, mow it, make sure it's all clear. You know, and this helps any sort of patches with a bit of mud and stuff. You know, it helps it to recover. And also a bit, you know, you probably notice that throughout the season we've got like a table set over there, we've got another table set over there. You know, get all that off your lawn, because the lower light levels just means you're going to get died back. Look over there. Get damage to the lawn. You know, and if you remove your furniture, put it away. You know, just keep everything off your lawn as best as you can, and then that just means that come the new year, your lawns have a fantastic opportunity to start the season in great condition. And also, I like to put down a lawn feed, weed and moss killer. You might not want to do that. Something that I like to do. I do like to have a really good lawn. I mean, I like to keep my lawn open and clear, just because we have, you know, little do's in the evening, you know, and you're more than welcome to come over. It's going to cost you. Anyway, enough of that. So there you have it. That is our November garden walk run. Hope you enjoyed it. If there's any plants that you saw in the video that you want me to identify, no problem, just put a little date stamp in the comments and I'll get back to you, tell you what that is. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.